The Scrub Daddy is a revolutionary sponge that took the world by storm the second it appeared on Shark Tank. So what exactly led its founder, Aaron Krause, to all of that reality show success? Aaron Krause today has a net worth of well over $70 million, largely thanks to Scrub Daddy. Krause isn't a car man, mansion man, or yacht man, at least not publicly. In his heart, Krause is still very much an inventor first. He says that he still spends time tinkering with inventions and ideas, hoping to find his next big break. For most people, this would be considered kind of a waste of time and a sizable fortune. You can't blame the man though. This hobby is exactly what made him a millionaire in the first place. Not so long ago, Krause owned a car washing company. He was enthusiastically hands-on with his business, often inventing his own techniques and materials. From Germany, he acquired a specially made foam. He then cut 2 holes for his fingers and a ridge for his thumb. Funnily enough, it ended up resembling a smiley face. You see, he'd been looking for a solution to the constant gunk on his hands that was impossible to rinse out and the 10,000 other kinds of messes that happen in a car washing business. As soon as he gave this sponge a shot, he knew he had a massive success on his hands. Only it would take the rest of the world a long time to figure that out. He immediately thought this was a great business idea, but it proved a lot harder to sell than he thought. It turns out that other car washing companies and car enthusiasts weren't all that interested in a smiley-faced sponge. Luckily though, he had also invented a new kind of buffer in his washers that they were very much interested in. Even when Krause was able to sell his business in 2008 for $3 million, the sponge that would shake the home cleaning world was not included in the deal. In fact, it was because Krause was a pack rabbit that he ended up becoming a household name. One day, Krause had a mess at home and had to find a sponge fast. He grabbed his old smiley face out of a dusty box and went to work. To his surprise, this was by far the best household sponge he'd ever used in his life. He discovered that his supposedly worthless invention was able to harden in cold water and soften in hot water. This made it an incredibly versatile cleaning tool with a ton of potential. Fast forward a little over a decade, and he had a massive company that was valued at over $200 million. No wonder he's still inventing in his hobby shop. If his junk is this successful, imagine how much he'd make off of one of his good ideas. While you can cite the Scrub Daddy's success to Krause's inventive mind, his inability to throw anything away, and his business acumen, there's really only one choice that led him to the kind of incredible success he has today. That would be his decision to go on a little show called Shark Tank. While a ton of people make fools of themselves on the show, Krause came to play. He had a fantastic presentation for the sharks, including a demonstration of how the product works on messes, a detailed list of what he needs to get his business moving, and a bit of genius where he showed off his magical sponge's abilities using 10-pound weights. So this led to something of a bidding war between the sharks. Lori was the one who won the day with a $200,000 offer for 20% equity. This was a very profitable turn for both of them. Just the appearance on TV alone sold 42,000 products in less than 10 minutes of screen time. Lori then proved her worth and then some. Lori Greiner is a millionaire who has acquired $510 million. She is known as the Queen of QVC because of her TV show, Clever and Unique Creations. Many people who follow Shark Tank consider her to be the best possible shark to partner with. Ha! Take that, Mark Cuban. She was able to get the product into QVC and then into stores like Walmart, Target, and Bed Bath & Beyond. They then pivoted more towards online sales and are now actively promoting the product on TikTok. The entire company is always shifting with new products constantly added to the website. Now, if we could only convince Aaron to stop referring to himself as Scrub Daddy's daddy, maybe it's a good thing that this guy doesn't do his own social media. So what exactly happens to a kid to make him one day become the sponge king of the world? What is his secret origin? Well, apparently his hardcore business philosophy was taught to him early in life. His parents had a pretty radical belief that their kid should pay rent. He would earn money for various chores and tasks around the house. Not only a small rent, but every year since he turned 10, Krause got more and more responsibilities. Each year his father would tell him that there was something in his life that he would have to pay for, such as his clothes. What did his pay look like? Well, it was pretty bad. Making the bed was a $2 chore. Vacuuming was a $5 chore. But car washing was a $10 chore. That increased car washing wage was what initially pushed him towards the business that would make him his first fortune. He has even remarked several times that he got really good at car washing in order to make quick cash. It turns out that he'd become really passionate about washing cars, so much so that he decided to get a business degree so that he could make his own car washing company. He told his dad his plans and his father pulled out a map. Then he got a protractor and a ruler and drew a great circle around their home in Philadelphia. Anywhere within the circle, his father would pay for. Anywhere outside of the circle, Aaron would have to pay for. So that's how Krause made it to Syracuse University, the absolute furthest school, still in the circle. You'll never believe what Scrub Daddy himself majored in after that. He actually went to school to major in business as expected. He even continued with his own car washing job. This time he actually ran it like a proto-business. He enlisted several friends to join with him to wash cars to make even more cash. Like a young Tom Sawyer, he had his friends working for him with no idea they were actually low-key his first employees. So I'd say those business classes were working well. Only something about his parents' parenting style gave him a fascination with psychology. He ended up taking more psych classes than business classes, which became a serious problem in his senior year. He realized he didn't have enough credits to graduate with a business degree. So he had another talk with his father about how he'd need to stay in college for one more year. His father said fine, but he wasn't going to pay for it. Krause would have to pay for it himself. So that's how Aaron Krause ended up with a degree in psychology. While this might not sound useful, he has actually said that it comes in quite handy a lot in the business world. And you know what? Looking at his most famous product, it's not hard to see how. The smiley-faced sponge is actually a clever marketing and psychological trick, which makes the very idea of cleaning up gross messes seem ever so slightly more fun. And people say undergraduate degrees don't come in handy. To think all of this came from his parents making him pay rent as a kid. He credits this philosophy so much with his later life success that it's something he practices with his own children. It's worth noting that when he was joking around about this, both of his kids were 11 years old. It's gotta suck to only get $2 to make your bed from your millionaire father. The Scrub Daddy still ranks second in the top 5 most successful Shark Tank products, and here I thought Wakin' Bacon was the multi-million-dollar idea.